Hey, Taylor Elwood here with Magical Experiments. It's been a little while since I've done a live solo video, and today seemed like an appropriate day to do it. So I was driving home from Canada today. I visited my beloved for about a month and was headed back. I'm driving down State Route 22 in Washington about between 9 and 9:30 and hit a doe, or the doe hit me. I don't know. I'm driving along and the doe just comes out. One doe went by, and then another one came out, and it just hit my car. And needless to say, I'm not home in Eugene, Oregon. I was hoping to be home by now today. That was the plan. I was going to be grocery shopping around now. That didn't happen. And it's been a really interesting day for me. It's been a really powerful day. It's been a day where I've had to really kind of let go of everything in order to receive what I've gotten and to really be fully in the magic of the moment. And, as a magical experimenter, I'm always looking at like how magic works, but sometimes the way magic works that you do everything that you can, and then you let go. You let it happen. And that's what happened today. I get I get hit by the dough, or I hit the dough, or whatever the story is we're going to tell ourselves here, and my car shortly after starts to, you know, have some issues. And I'm like, okay. I kind of figured it did. I was trying to get to a place where I could safely pull off the side of the road. I found a place that was kind of safe, pulled off, had signal. I'm like, all right, I can call AAA. I call AAA. While I'm there talking to AAA, this guy pulls up. He's a local fireman, wants to check on me, and like, you okay? Yeah, I'm okay, but my car got hit by a dill. It's like, all right, let me. He's like, look, He's like, where you're at, this is a little dangerous here. He's like, I'm gonna tow you. Let's get you a little further down into an area that's a little bit safer. And so he helps me out. He's towing me along, and he didn't have to stop and help me, but he did. And we get the car to this place where we can pull off, and I'm feeling a little bit safer as a result. And after that, I call my insurance, do the make my claim, everything else. The tow truck arrives. They take me all the way down to this little town called Davenport, and we pull into this automotive place, and nobody's there. They're they're closed. It's a Saturday. Like, okay, I am not going to know like what's going to happen here for the next couple of days, and I've got to figure stuff out. And I got to tell you, it was kind of scary. Tow truck guys drop me off in town, and I walk over to the motel thinking, all right, good a place to stay. I have a rental car I can get to, but I've got to get that figured out too. And as it turns out, the rental car agency's like, we're not going to drive all the way out there. Like, that's too far away. You're going to have to Uber in part of the way. I'm like, okay, see what I can do. Wasn't able to pick up an Uber. Got but and at the motel, they're like, we don't have any rooms. I'm like, oh my goodness. So like today, you can kind of feel it. Like today is not shaping up to be a good day, right? I'm thinking to myself, I've got to figure out some way to get to Spokane. And then on top of that, the rental car place tells me that we're going to be closed at 2 o'clock today. And it was at this point, it's like close to 1 o'clock. They're like, do you think you're going to be able to make it? And I'm like, no, probably not. I haven't gotten an Uber or anything like that. The motel people are kind enough to let me stay there for a little bit while I'm figuring stuff out, but they're also kind of like, all right, they're like, all right, what can I really do here? I've let my beloved know I've done everything else I could do. I walk down to the local Subway and get a sub and tell the guy there what's going on. He says, you can hang out in the back if you want. Charge your phone. Take care of yourself that way. And that act of kindness right there, and it was truly an act of kindness. He didn't have to do that, but he did. Just made a difference because it just kind of gave me a place to fall apart a little bit. And I kind of had to fall apart. Like there was nothing I was going to be able to do about this situation that was going to magic things up. I'm not going to know until Monday whether my car can even be fixed or it's totaled or not. And I have to kind of just let that go at this point. Like, there's nothing I can do until Monday morning. I left the guy a few voicemails, but that's about it. Um, so I just kind of was like, okay, this is what it is. I can't do anything about this. I have to be willing to kind of accept that this is the moment. This is what it is. My beloved Sheena gets a hold of me and she says, I've found an Airbnb in town here, Davenport, and I've set it up so that you've got 2 nights to stay here. So all of a sudden I have a place to stay. My beloved just came through for me and I'm like, I'll compensate you. I'll pay you back. So you don't have to do that. You're family. I love you. Like we're in this together. That's what emergency funds are for. She's like, you come up here because of everything going on down in the States right now. Like you're doing that. Like you've chosen to come up here a few times this year already. Like, of course, we're going to look out for you. And I kind of lost it at that point. I started crying a bit because it's just like, like, and it was tears of frustration a little bit, but it was also tears of gratitude. It was like just being able to receive. It was just this power of gratitude. And you might at this point kind of wonder, like, what's the magic here, Taylor? And I think the magic here, what I'm going to really share is that, like, sometimes you have situations come up in your life that you have no, like, little or no control over. You do everything you can. Like, once that dough hit the car, I didn't have much control over the situation. I had enough control to get the car to someplace safe and then get it towed, get the insurance claim submitted. I mean, that's actually, when I think about it, that's actually a lot of things. I did a lot to make things happen. And I did it in a way where I stayed calm in the moment. I did some tapping on the way down to Davenport because I'm like, okay, I've got, stuff going on. I'm tapping myself, keep myself, regulating myself because I'm like, I've got to do this right now. And then after, and at the Subway shop, this woman comes by and she's like, you can tell I'm upset. She's like, you need a hug? I'm like, yeah, I really could use a hug. So she gave me a hug. She's like, sometimes it's what we need. And that hug helped me in the moment. It wasn't like it fixed everything, but for a moment I had a hug. I had that connection with another person, and that's what I needed. Then after that, I'm getting ready to leave, and the Subway guy, he's like, I'm gonna make you a sandwich. And he made me a free sandwich. He didn't have to do that, but he did. He made me a free sandwich, and I just received that, like that was an act of magic right there for me. I get checked into the space that I'm in right now. I've got this space for the next 2 days. I can probably get it for another day or two if I need to. And at this point, what I've done is I've just kind of been like, okay, I can't do anything else about this situation. I've done everything I can think to do. I've done everything I have control over. So I'm here now, and I'm recording all this, and I'm going to be doing some more lives on here. I mean, I do them usually with Sheena or with guests, but I'm going to do the occasional live where it's just me again because I like doing that. And it feels good to do this right now. And even this, like, it's like, well, why are you like right now? Like, this is me kind of sharing in the moment something that happened to me. Right? This isn't me being like, ooh, look at these amazing results I got. You know what? Sometimes I get some amazing results in my life. And I mean, if I come out of this with the car where the car can be fixed, I'm going to count that as an amazing result right there. Because honestly, like, I have that car bought and paid off. Like I'm hoping that car is able to be fixed. And if it's not, it's totaled. Well, then I'll adjust and adapt. I'll do what I have to do because that's just, that's life, right? We adjust and we adapt. But I'm just like so floored by the generosity that I received today by different people at different points. And, I told like the sandwich shop guy and the fireman, I want to give you guys a gift. The fireman guy was like, hey man, I'm just doing what I do. Fair enough. He didn't, but the sandwich shop guy gave me his address. So that's cool. And I mean, I think really at the end of the day, like, I'm just kind of like, okay, the next 2 days, I don't have Wi-Fi. So I was going to do a whole bunch of work. No, I'm not doing work right now. I'm gonna read. Got some books to read. I'll be on here. I'll do a couple lives or things like that, like this, just because I want to connect with people. And in the moment, that's what this is. It's just like I can choose to receive. I could choose to be upset and be like, oh, like that that doe got and leaped into my car and da 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 and be angry at everything. And like, what good would that really do? I mean, it might in the moment feel a little better, but like really at the end of the day, it's not going to do much. I know that. And ultimately, I'm like thinking to myself too, like that doe's dead. That doe is dead. You know, I can't. I walked away, able to walk away. I'm not physically hurt in any way. Not even honestly traumatized really too much. I mean, I mean, it's just I'm kind of like, okay, this is what it is, and I've done everything I can. I'm sad about some stuff. I'm sad about the loss of that life because it's not really what I wanted for that doe. I certainly didn't want to get into a car accident today, and yet there it is, like right. And I'm just like, at the same time, I'm like so grateful. And for me, this is the magic of the moment. But sometimes things happen and we don't have control over those things. We don't have everything lined up the way that we want it to be. And that's the magic right there is well, what do? You do everything you can. And then, you let go and lo and behold, the universe looks out for you. And I want to be very clear. I don't want to bypass here because I know sometimes that it doesn't always work out that way. But at least in this particular case, I've had these weird circumstances, and I was telling my mom about it. She's like, she just kind of chuckled. She's like, "Oh, it's going to be one of those stories." She's like, "I've had those stories," and started telling me a story about an experience that she had, and it just kind of brought home, like, yeah, sometimes these things happen, and stuff can work out in ways that you don't expect. So here I am, Davenport, Washington, for the next couple days. I'm going to explore the town a little bit tomorrow and just going to kind of make do with what I got. And I'm going to hope that on Monday things work out. But even if they don't, I'll figure out a way to get home and I'll continue on my journey. That's all I can do at this moment. There will be other options down the line, but like right now in this moment, this is what I got. And so it's like making the most of what you got, making it work in the moment. And sometimes making it work in the moment is accepting, like, really, okay, like I've done everything I can and putting it out there and like not being afraid to be real and relational. Magic is meant to be relational. And what I mean by that is like when we look at magic, I think sometimes people tend to like distance themselves in a way from their magic, but magic's meant to be relational. And really life is meant to be relational. We are ideally relational with each other. This is how we create community. It's how we create connection. So right now, here I am creating some community and connection, and appreciative to Green Philosopher here for being on live with me, um, and sharing in this moment. Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes things aren't as clear cut as we want, but we make the most of what we got. Like right now, I am so grateful because I have I mean, I have a place to stay tonight. I have a place to stay tomorrow night. I have food. I can cook. I have things I can take care of. I can take care of the basic essential needs. And that's real. So that's my live today. I'll probably come back tomorrow and post one and just kind of see where things go from there. Thanks for watching and take care and have a great day.